Alright, so I've just logged on to start work on the next episode, and what do I see? We have a little something in our base. Let's go and take a look at it. Sabotage. You must use the resource pack provided. Oh no. Oh no, a resource pack. Oh, this isn't good. Okay, let's get it installed and we'll see what it's like. Oh no. What has he done? Rustic, no. Oh, okay, right. I guess we'll turn this on. Yes, I'd like to load this resource pack. No, not that one. Turn that one off. Oh god. This isn't going to be nice, is it? Alright, oh no. I'm already noticing several things wrong with this thing. So, the totem has Rustic's face on it. The hotbar only has 8 slots compared to the 9. I can also see that the textures for the pickaxe and the sword have been swapped out, so this is going to be very interesting to use. And I know for a fact there's a few other things. So, over there is the Nether Portal, that's an obvious thing. If we go up to the surface real quick, we can also see, is there anything wrong with these villagers? No. If we go up here to the surface, let's see, do we have any single chests? No, but look at that, that's meant to be an upside down face. And I think if we go and stand up here next to the farm storage system, so let's just get up here, there we go. If we look inside these chests, yeah, it's Rustic's face. Ah, this is great. So basically what we need to do is we need to use this resource pack for at least 1 week, which is going to be very interesting. So in the last clip, I saw an emerald pile. And I walked over to it and Rustic informed me that he had took some wood or something like that, or slime, and I went and opened the chest and it was trapped. So I died. I am the first sabotage death, folks. Oh no. Well, it was bound to happen at some point. At least I don't need to worry about any of this stuff now. So I just made it back because I didn't sleep. I broke my bed last time, so I spawned all the way back at the shopping district. And yeah, Jesus, Rustic, that hole, man. Oh, and I've lost all my stuff as well. Damn, that is unfortunate, but it should be easy enough for us to replace everything. I don't know if we'll be able to do everything in netherite again. We should be able to. I should have enough ancient debris lying around. Fortunately, I keep all of my valuable stuff in ender chests, so even though we died, yeah, I know, 1 death, this shouldn't really hinder us all that much. Let us get some equipment set up once again, and then we can continue working on, well, when I say continue, we can start working on this fish farm. So in the past few episodes, we've been constructing farms to fuel this potion brewing setup. And to finalise this project, today we're going to be working on a pufferfish farm. So, pufferfish can be farmed in several different ways. We can, simply get a fishing rod and farm them that way. We can physically go into an ocean and kill them using our sword, which is actually a pickaxe here because of this silly resource pack. Or, we can actually build a farm that farms them passively. And what I mean by that is we take advantage of the spawning mechanics of fish, mainly the pufferfish and other fish that spawn in tropical oceans, and basically we pull them down through the water to some magma blocks, they will die, and then we send some hopper minecarts below to collect all the drops. However, since, the mob cap for fish is quite low, I believe it's like 20 or something, it means we're going to need to build this thing fairly high in the sky, or we need to dig out a perimeter. Now, since this is a fairly small farm, the perimeter is just way too much work. We don't need to do that, so we're not going to do it. So we're going to build this thing really high in the sky, and then we're going to build an AFK platform above that. And then in the space of an hour, it should produce maybe 7 stacks of pufferfish. We need 9 stacks of pufferfish for this project, so 2 hours of AFKing at it should provide all the pufferfish we need. So let us go and gather all the materials we're going to need for this project, and we can go and find a suitable location. Alright, so we have 3 shulker boxes worth of materials, which should be more than enough for this project. So what we need to do is we need to find a fairly decent sized tropical ocean. I know roughly where one is. I need to see if that area is free and we can start construction. Oh, I should probably bring some scaffolding blocks as well. That would be very handy. So we just came through the portal next to the Captains of Industry mob farm. We really need to get this storage system sorted at some point. And to the north there is a lukewarm ocean. Now pufferfish can spawn in lukewarm and warm oceans, and this is the closest ocean type that I could find. So let's head on over there, find an area that's elevated, build some scaffolding up to the appropriate height, and that's too close. Maybe this area here should work. and then we can start laying out the start to this farm. Alright, so we used slime blocks as our scaffolding block and we came up to Y160, so that's where this platform is at. The platform, if you look at the targeted block, Y160. And this platform itself is a 32 by 32 platform. Now I made sure it is in a lukewarm ocean where the pufferfish spawn, which is exactly what we look for. At the back end there's a little bit of a lukewarm deep ocean. I don't know if pufferfish still spawn in that lukewarm variant. I'm not entirely sure, but I guess we'll see. If that is the case, we can always just move this thing over. So yeah, we got the platform in place. We placed down all the rails. Since this is a 32 by 32 area, there isn't a perfect center, so we just kind of, you know, place one randomly, and here you go, this was roughly in the center. And we've went with two of the same sorting systems, or storage systems I should say, that we've used in the magma cube farm and the gas tier farm. So it's fairly simple. We have a lot more chests because this thing produces a hell of a lot more loot. We're looking at maybe 2.5 double chests worth of loot per hour, which is, you know, interesting. So next steps is obviously we have these shulker boxes of materials over here. Next I'm going to put down a floor of magma blocks. Since we have the, what do you call it, the platform already in place, this should be a fairly quick process. And then what we need to do is we need to put up some glass walls, which I do believe are meant to be 5 high. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks high. I have another window. I've got a screenshot of the farm we're going to be constructing. So this thing is going to be 6 blocks high of glass all around this thing. So without further ado, let's get started on placing the floor for this thing and the walls. Alright, so you want to bring the glass wall 1 block out from the magma blocks here, or else, well, you're just going to have a lot of magma blocks that aren't actually doing anything, and then you want to bring it up 6 blocks so that the glass wall is 6 blocks tall. You don't need to fill in the corners here. I like to do it because it just makes this thing look a hell of a lot better. But yeah, this thing is actually nearly done. What we need to do now is we need to put in the water. Now we need to do the water a certain way because of the way that fish spawn. So we can't just have pure bubble columns because the fish can't spawn in that. So what we need to do is the lower 3 blocks need to be solid water sources all the way through. The second block from the top needs to be flowing water, and then the blocks at the top need to be full water sources. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to make this entire thing water sources, and then we've got to come in and place blocks on this level. We'll just use slime blocks against us. We've got quite a few of them, and once we do that, well, let's just say that this thing will be operational. And the best thing about it is we can launch the hopper minecarts, which are going to be placed. I should probably place them actually to collect the slime blocks as we go, and then that means that we won't be spending ages swimming around down here trying to collect the temporary blocks. So yeah, let's do it. Why don't we do it in the form of a third-person time lapse? Alright, so after having some fun with the water layers, we have this thing fully complete. Yeah, it took me a good 25 minutes to remove one of the water layers so that we could have flowing water going down the way, because I had a limited slime supply and I didn't bring enough slime with me. But yeah, this thing is finished. We have an AFK platform. If we press F3, it is at targeted block. So if you look at that section there, target block, it should be at 191, and it's virtually in the center of the farm. Best we can do. It's, you know how it is with these types of farms, with them being even, you can't really center anything. But yeah, this thing is fully operational now. All we need to do is put in the hopper minecarts, which we haven't done yet. And as you can see, fish are starting to spawn left, right and centre, which is quite nice. Also, what I'd like to do is, if we can pop on down here, I'd like to remove these shulker boxes, remove this massive slime block pillar. And you know what? I think we're going to go AFK for a few hours until we have enough, what you call them, pufferfish, to fill up our potion brewing system. Alright, so it's been just over an hour since we went AFK, and in that time we got quite a large quantity of fish. As you can see, we have one full double chest here, a little bit more there, and then the same on the other side. I've counted it and we have about 6 stacks of pufferfish. We need 9 to fully fill up the potion brewing system. So yeah, we need like another half an hour of AFK, and then we should have more than enough for brewing. But yeah, this project has been quite successful. This thing is working like a charm. I don't have any use for all this fish. But you know what, I'll keep it anyway because I'm sure someone else in the server will have some use for it at some point. Alright, so I did a little bit more AFKing and we now have the full 9 stacks of pufferfish we need. So what we can do is we can put all these guys in here. And yes, you are correct. Rustic did in fact put his face on the pufferfish. So if we just do this, there you go. You can see Rustic's head right there. Awesome, right. Now the only farm we need to finish this project is a rabbit farm. But we're not going to be doing that because that's an insane project, and to get all the rabbits' food we would need, it would take a very long time. So yeah, we're going to ignore that for now, and we'll do that at some point in the near future. So I spoke to Rustic earlier on, and he informed me that he came by the base and bought us a little grave right where we died. We spoke a little bit more about this whole thing, and it turns out that I wasn't actually meant to die. It was only meant to, like, you know, startle me a little bit. So basically what happened was Rustic designed this thing, which he did a very, very good job. Well done. He designed it in a different game mode, or not a different game mode, a different difficulty. So we run the server on hard mode. I believe he was either on peaceful or easy, I'm not entirely sure. And basically what happens there is TNT does different damage to the player. So yeah, I died. Wasn't meant to happen, but it did. But you know what? It was a funny death. I really wish I recorded it. I'd actually finished recording the previous clip like at least 2 seconds before I died. So yeah, that was perfect timing there, unfortunately. Alright, so now that we have the fish farm done, I actually ran out of things to do this episode, but myself and the fellow members of the Captains of Industry decided that at long last we need to have a meeting because it has been several weeks and there have been quite a few developments since then on the server. So let's go and meet up with Rustic and Splashes and we can have the first meeting of, well, the past month or so, I think. Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Alright, so you might be wondering why I asked you here today. No, you're not, because, well, it's just we need a meeting. We've made diamonds.
Oh, I like diamonds.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
very
well, I
poor.
like diamonds as well. It is
Oh,
quite
shit.
a decent amount. Quite a
That-
decent amount.
That's 150% more diamonds than I have.
I'm just changing it all into blocks.
Ooh.
That's about 10 diamond blocks right there.
Redstone. Oh,
means I-
this will be super useful for selling things for traps, Rusty. Are you selling redstone ore?
Redstone ore? No, I'm not selling redstone ore yet.
Oh, we should sell some.
Good plan. Well then, there's actually some more stuff we need to talk about, apart from this. So, we're having some competition. I don't know if you guys heard, but, you know, We Side Boss, We Side Bash, and We Side Iron, and Alex made a group, and they want to overtake us. What are they called again?
Oh, they're the gaggle. They're the
Yeah,
gaggle.
the Gaggle.
Yeah.
The Gaggle wants to take over our top position as the most successful industrial group on the server.
How rude.
So Zim and Clumsy, or whatever Zim and Clumsy are called, are also out for our #1 position.
Do they not have a name?
No, they don't.
Imagine not having a name. Oh.
Yeah, jeez.
Gaggle
Go
2.
Gaggle and Gaggle 2. So they are out for our position, and I don't think we can stand for this treachery, this rebellion, this gaggleness.
Okay.
I don't have any plans. I propose we need to, we either need to like up our game, or we need to, you know.
Well, no, what we need to do is we need to schedule another meeting for plans.
Yes.
a good
Yes.
plan.
Another meeting. We'll
Yes.
schedule a meeting to make another meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good. How about we don't just schedule the meeting where we're going to talk about this? How about we schedule the meeting where we're going to schedule the meeting when we're going to talk about this?
Yes.
I like that. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So how about what day is it today? It is Tuesday. How about we will have a meeting where we schedule the next meeting, then Sunday?
Yeah. Yeah. What? Like at 12? 12? You think?
Yeah,
In
Sunday.
5 years' time.
Well, that's a bit long.
That's a bit long.
I was just thinking next Sunday.
Then we do probably need to make sure that we form a committee that to verify that what we're doing with making our meetings is ethical and that could take quite a bit of time. We have to make sure that we verify ourselves for our own bias.
Yes.
Anyway, we also should probably, we never did finish the sugarcane farm, and there's no sorting system on the giant mob farm yet, and it's kind of awful. And I know I said I'd get around to doing that, but I haven't.
Yeah, we've kind of noticed.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You know what the worst part is? I only go there to get gunpowder. That's the only thing we currently don't have because all the other items are stocking up the storage system.
Yeah. So how about I'll try and get that done like sometime next week maybe. But I had an idea for how we could make the sugarcane farm really cool. Instead of just
Okay.
having a sugarcane farm that we have just a bunch of tracks run along underneath and we send minecarts out, what if we had the minecarts carried on a flying machine? And the minecarts just fly around underneath the thing as it picks it up, and then it drives the minecarts over some hoppers, empties, and then the flying machine flies back.
Sounds cool.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
cool.
it does.
It'd be something different to do.
Aye. So
Also, we have
very
that
unique.
wool shop. We have that wool shop we need to make.
we still need to make a wool shop, but before I can do that, there's a project I'm currently working on. You'll probably see that popping up in the shopping district very soon. It's gonna look amazing.
Awesome.
So then there's the
Sweet.
last thing we should talk about, and that is this area over here. We still only have like 4 seats, a squid head, and a crafting table.
I love how we've got 4 seats even though there's only 3 members.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
I
it's
think
for the
that's-
guest.
I think that's for the squid, but the squid died.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't have gone in the desert.
Yeah. Probably. Did you try to pick it up with your sword?
Totally not, no. I don't know what you're talking about.
How are you enjoying that resource pack, anyway, Dets?
Oh, don't get me started on this thing. I've wanted to throw myself off a cliff several times today since I turned it on. It's not nice.
Oh.
It's really not.
That brings a smile on my face, Def. Alright.
So you want to get to work on starting, or at least thinking about a headquarters here?
I think it would be fun if all of us came with not necessarily a design, but at least with a theme we can build this in. And
Yeah.
then maybe from there we can choose what is best, or maybe even combine it.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, I like that.
In that case, I think we've discussed all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so.
yeah. Everything on the list we went through.
Good. In that case, I hereby close the meeting. Splash, we will find your we will find your bed. Death, I will see you in the realm of the dead.
I'll see you in hell.
Bye bye.
Alright guys, so that meeting was very good. We have scheduled another one for some point soon because we want to start planning the headquarters along with some other projects, which is quite nice. But yeah, at the end of the episode, I'd like to talk about a few different things that have, occurred recently and are about to happen. So the AutoCraft series so far has been fantastic. As a group, we've made 108 videos over a 3.5 month period. In a few weeks, we will be 4 months old as a server, which is quite nice. 108 videos is insane. Obviously, that's not including any live streams. As a community, we do a lot of live streams. We have quite a lot of streamers. So yeah, if you think about it, if you include all the live streams, it actually starts sitting at about maybe 150 hits of content. Probably more actually now that I think about it. In terms of the series itself, it's doing very, very well. Our earlier episodes are starting to get more and more views, especially since I changed up our thumbnail style. Basically, before the thumbnails, if you're brand new and you never saw the old thumbnail style, I had AutoCraft in them, along with what we did in the episode, and that didn't really drive any clicks. So I changed it up to kind of structure the thumbnails more as if the video itself was a tutorial, and we're driving a lot more views that way. At first, our first episode was getting the most views, but after I switched everything up, that started to change. So right now, the most popular video in the AutoCraft playlist, if you haven't watched the full playlist, make sure you go and do that. There's a link in the description. Currently is the, the Perimeter we did for the witch farm, and that has over 400 views all by itself, which is insane. We've got several videos that are over 200 views, some that are over 300, and the series itself has just continued to grow and grow every day. I reckon across the whole series itself will probably get 100 views per day, which is awesome. So lots of new guys are seeing this thing, which is quite nice. In terms of the series as a whole, for my point of view, we just surpassed 4,000 views dedicated to the AutoCraft videos. I don't know what it's like for everyone else. I'll ask around the server and see what their view counts are looking like. But yeah, 4,000 views is insane. That's more than both Timecraft Season 1, Timecraft Season 2, and even Vulture SMP along with Crazy SMP combined. That's 4 SMPs. Yeah, no, 3 SMPs that I've been part of for the past 7 years. That's insane. We've already overtook that, and we're only 3.5 months in. So just think about that. In 3.5 months, we've already got 4,000 views. Imagine what we can get in the, say, 18 months that the server's going to be active. That's going to be insane. Well, active before we start the second season anyways. So yeah, if you've been enjoying the series so far and you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do so. And hey, if you've got some friends or people on your own Discord servers or your own communities, why don't you share this stuff with them? Share it on Reddit, share it on Twitter, you name it. And if you do that, I'll find it and I'll give you a little comment and like and stuff like that. And other news, we are fastly approaching 3,500 subscribers. We're currently sitting at 3,333 as of this recording. Nice, 3333, good number. And we should be at 3,500 in the next month or so, which is quite nice. Now, if you guys can get us there a little bit faster, that would be awesome. I looked at my analytics and about 70% of you are not subscribed. So you just appear from YouTube search and from Reddit, mostly because a lot of you come from the Villager Breeder tutorial. So yeah, if you're enjoying this stuff and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. And hey, if you change your mind, you can always unsubscribe, it's free. So do it, why don't you? And I'll make sure to, give you my support in the comments. Speaking of support in the comments, why don't you leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought of this episode, what you think of the series so far, and if you're interested in joining. If you aren't interested in joining, we have a application form in the description that you can go to and you can fill it in. Now, we have had quite a few applicants over the past few weeks. Now, I must reiterate, we only accept people, or we only consider people who are above the age of 16, because we don't want to work with minors. Obviously, since we're in the UK, minors are below the age of 16. That's different elsewhere, but 16 is our hard limit. In terms of subscribers, we'd prefer if you actually had a subscriber base here, because we've already established ourselves as a community and we can't just bring on new creators now, unfortunately. So yeah, if you're interested or you know someone who's interested, why don't you give them a link to our application form, and who knows, you might even see them on a server at some point in the near future. I'd like to thank you all for watching this episode of the AutoCraft so far. Make sure you go and watch everyone else on the server. On the left hand screen right now, there are 2 videos, one that YouTube wants you to watch and one that I think you should watch. Make sure you go and watch them, and remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully you will enjoy the videos.